I will have some N scale with me at Spencer, so just so you know. And we will be at Iowa City on the 19th, Sunday at the fairgrounds. I believe they have a small N scale layout at that show.
Above you here, southbound, like you know.
Fairgrounds.
Okay, roger that, Skipper. I'll be ready when you are.
We'll be coming your way. Thank you.
Our shows. Let us know the Thursday in advance. So we can make sure to get it packed and have room for show. We'll make sure Carol has a little bit of liquid for her to drink when she goes. So water. It won't break away. Water.
Okay.
Water.
Well, hello everybody. Keith and Carol are still talking and waiting for that show to wrap up, and then I'll get started.
Just text. Have so many coders. You don't have to give me the number of digitracks, and then we.
So we'll just wait for this thing to wrap
probably
up,
will
and
need to
then
be special ordered.
we'll get started. Oh boy, hope everybody's having a good night. Hey Dakota, did I hit the right button? Close out of that, and they should roll over here in just a second. I believe so. Or if you can see me streaming, then I must have. I probably needed a bottle of water too, but you guys are just gonna have to suffer if I get into a coughing fit. So, okay. I'm gonna redo the intro part that I did Monday since I wasn't streaming that. What I was doing while I was gone. Last week. Yeah, last week. And then I'm going to work on this Burlington E8 that we tested a while back, and it was wobbly. I'm going to try and figure out why it was wobbly and see if I can fix it. If I can't, I have a backup here to just do a drive swap and move on. I've also got a B unit, Union Pacific, that I can use to get this shell back on the rails. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. Plus, I have a few other odds and ends things sitting here on the desk I'm going to take away at. I'm going to try and get a pile of stuff ready to go to the paint booth and get caught up on painting. I can make some progress on that F40 again. I don't know if they just actually rolled over or not, but whatever, I'm going to keep going. So, what I was doing. Took a vacation, went to see my parents, went to the Altoona N-Scale Weekend train show, which is a fairly large N-Scale only train show, and left there empty-handed, which was a bit frustrating. Everything was either it was coming from a private seller and it just wasn't anything that I wanted, or it was from a dealer and just overpriced, and just some combination of the two, and there just wasn't anything there that I needed. There were plenty of things that I was looking for, but I kind of looked around at the cheaper tables, didn't find what I was looking for, and left. And being in Altoona, you'd think I'd go out and do rail fanning, and I didn't. I decided to go back and relax at the motel for the day before we continued on our trip to go to my parents. Hung out there for a week, didn't do anything train related. Spent time along the ocean, ate a bunch of lobster and other seafood, and then worked my way home. I did stop at 2 hobby shops on the way home. Tom's Trains in Connecticut, where I found a few things. I found these Burlington Northern reefers that I can use at the cold storage facility. A unique all-door boxcar I can use for the lumberyard. And I got a dummy E7B unit from Lifelike, which I was hoping he'd have more of these. He did last year when I was there, and I should have just grabbed them. We only had one left. And that will be a New York Central E7B when I'm done with it. Probably cigar band, because that's the easy one to paint. Then I ended up stopping in Scranton, because that's just a good 8 to 10 hour layover point from where we start driving that day. They have a little hole in the wall hobby shop where the guy's just getting started. He's only been in business for 5 years, and he had a couple of fertilizer cars that I grabbed. These are Bachmans. Main reason I got them was just low detail basic cars that I won't be afraid to have on the layout and potentially get damaged. So I'll get these prepped in the coming weeks and get them up on the layout. Okay. So that's that. That's what I was doing. Move on to the E8. So I grab my test track. I need to clear off my dedicated test track again. I put DCC in this, and I can't remember if I programmed it to not respond to DC, or if it'll still respond. Oh, there's an engine in there. Okay, it will not respond to DC. Now I don't remember what I programmed this thing to either. Oh, shoot. Yep. Oh, Nathan. Did they finally wrap up the show, or have you been on for a little while? Okay. Oh. It's shorting again. Damn it all. Okay, there's some problem down. We'll get to that. That's something I need to fix. I've got my, explain what I'm talking to myself about. I've got my Digitrax command station sitting by itself, and then it's daisy chained directly to a booster. Whoop. Now it just reset itself. And then there's another booster in the other room. But I use the power output from the command station to power the switch decoders. And for a while now, the command station has been booting with a short. And I can't figure out why. I've been disconnecting switches. I know what decoder is causing it, but I can't figure out what's going on inside the decoder to cause it. So, but now it just came back and worked. The other thing that I've noticed is there's some switch over in that area that just randomly throws itself. And I need to figure that out too. I'm assuming that's kind of related to the power issue. The only gremlin on the layout right now that I know of. Okay. What did I call this thing? I think it's 988. Because I couldn't do 9988. Yep, 988. So it runs. Sort of. Well, let's tear it apart and see. It's the front truck, I think, that's giving me trouble. Let's tear it apart and see what's going on in there. I said earlier, worst case, doing here. Sure thought. Worst case, I can drive swap with another locomotive. Use that. Easy. See if we can pinpoint where the issue's coming from here. Okay. Rear truck is fine. Okay, you can clearly see it here. So you can see it in the front wheel. How it's wobbling. No idea how that happened. So we'll pull that truck off, disassemble it, see if it's something that can be easily fixed, or if I need to swap that wheel out from another locomotive. Pull this top clip off. And then it looks like the truck clips on right back inside of there. I think if I just take a screwdriver and just drop right out. Oh, I didn't get it on this side. I don't think I've ever taken one of these apart before. All right. Good. Then usually these little clips here and here, here and here, what holds the truck side frame on. I found if I put my thumb on the threads of the wheels and then pull down with my index fingers with the on the side frame, it usually comes off, not always. Then if we come back in there with the thing, with the Screwdriver, maybe it'll come loose. Not. Maybe it's just going to be difficult. Did I just get one over here? Yep, got that one. Got that one. Okay. Change of plans. Index finger pressure on the side frame. Fingernail pressure on the wheel. There's not enough leverage just putting the skin of your thumb on the wheel. You gotta get into it a little bit. Okay, so that gets the side frame off. And now we're down to the power pickups. Just come off easy enough. Those are not directional. Now,
Yeah, the cold frame's got top of the detector, conductor's not on the head end, so I can't roll them.
what in the hell happened here? Here's the... Look, it melted. There's definitely no straightening that.
I haven't talked to the yard yet, but eventually we're going to pull them out of here, out of the switch, and run down the Y down there and do the switch and thing. But I just wanted to brief with you. Is Gatton on the rail, or did he just cover it? Okay.
Nathan, you left shortly after they finished the cars. So you probably left when I started as they were finishing.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, we'll just getting the crane fired up now, but we'll pull out this east end here, the switch, and then we'll talk to you before we start coming down forward track, or get the switch down to the Y, then you can follow it down.
I wonder how far back that truck side frame where that wheel system goes.
We'll come down and then you can
Like,
follow us in after that. Yeah, the
digging through my parts here.
Yeah, we talked to the yard guy, it's been 2 hours ago, and they weren't doing anything on the Y. Okay. And then,
Like if I took parts off of an old non-DCC F unit, is that the same gear?
yeah, I know. Then we sort of got to go past 9 track to get to those tracks, right? And that's the one they use. But I'll talk to the yard again. Yeah, probably.
Or
It's been a couple hours ago now.
the other question is,
And Keith said the big communicators out here down there.
okay, so that one, well, wait.
I'll try to talk to you.
No, because that's a stub.
Yeah, that's correct. I think he's at 10th Street. So I'll give him a call and
Okay.
we'll start pulling out.
Got a few different.
Go down the Y once we talk.
Hey, cool cracker.
Copy that. Thanks. We briefed at
We got a couple different
1103.
potential options here. I'm wondering.
1103
So this is an old
33 is the yard count.
F unit.
Okay. Yep, I'll stay on 70 until I'll let you guys, everybody know.
Either F unit or RS wheel. Or I have
Okay, by the red track flag 238.7 without stopping. Men and equipment occupying main 2. That's an okay for the BNSF 7638 west.
this non-DCC ready drive that does have the axle wipers. I don't know if the wheels are the same size though.
Bridge from John for the signal maintainer.
Don't really care if the gears mesh. I mean, I wonder if that would just work. those E units are so overpowered for passenger train. They're like solid bricks of metal. I can get by with one axle not being powered. Oh, yeah, shit. It would work. I think it's the same. Ooh, they changed the flange depth. That would work.
Hey, Paul, it's Kyle Mickelson. Do you have his phone number? No, I don't. If you want to send that to me. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Already talked to him.
So it's a different design
No, I haven't talked to him this morning.
of wheel.
Okay, yep.
So these older wheels, different contour also. They're these quick. So this wheel is out of an old F unit. And this would be the one out of the E8. The old F unit, instead of using the pins to take the power, it takes power off of behind the wheel here. But that happens to be close enough to the same diameter of the axle on the new wheel that you can just pop it in. And I think the gears mesh. That one's just flopping right out of there. So probably what I could do is I could pull the center axle off. I could put whatever I want in the middle. Yeah, there's no fixing that. Kind of one of those screw it moments and just leave it as it is. Yeah. Rolls free. I'm just going to do that. Sure, everything's level. Everything's touching the rail. Have a good night, Coal Cracker. Go with it. I'm gonna figure out how to clean out inside those cups. Edge of a toothpick here. Ooh, that one dirty. Hey, Jeff.
Bridge form, John. Brent got no. Yeah, go ahead, Paul. Hey, Brent, I talked with Kyle there, and he's still down there at 10th Street. He's not going to go past 201 without Yep, we're good.
They're a pain to get shiny new.
Over here, then we'll
They're not looking to get it shiny new. I just want to get all the crud out of there and make sure it's
be fine. And I talked to
able to get decent contact.
they said, yep, we're still good to come down the wire, so we're working on it. Okay, got a good copy of that. We briefed at 11:10, 1110. Yep, briefed at 11:10. All right, thanks, man.
Going good, Jeff. How are you doing?
Roller ball, I'm headed to the switch. Okay, yep, we'll go get it. Toby's driving with me. Go ahead, Bridge.
Unapplied bridge operation protection at 11:11, 1111. Key is out and removed from the panel with a 30-minute notice.
11:11, 1111, bridge operation protection for Kinnaman. Key is off,
Right.
removed from the panel with 30-minute notice.
That is correct, and you have probably about an hour.
Hoping this is symmetrical.
Copy that.
Get in there, little bastard. Both axles. You got your crocodile going? Okay. What scale is that?
Okay.
Oh, shit. That ain't gonna work, is it? Not gonna work. The reason it's not gonna work is because the gears stick out slightly, and having the gear on the opposite side is gonna interfere with the side frame. I gotta pull this back out.
Looks like it.
And it just landed on the floor. Yep. And probably rolled to God knows where. Someday I'm gonna lean over on this chair and it's gonna roll out from under me. I'm gonna fall flat on my ass. Oh, it's a 1-gauge engine? No. N scale. You have an N scale crocodile?
Center.
Who makes that? I'm assuming by crocodile you mean the European prototype. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work.
No, you can leave it like that until we get back in here.
With the gears engaged. Or if it's gonna bind up. Hell no. God, I love keto. It's a Burlington Northern engine. And what? Okay, when you say crocodile, I think that European electric with all the wheels. But that's obviously not what you're thinking about. It is smooth, and it's amazing that I can take a wheel from 20 years earlier from a Kato engine and drop it into here and it works. Like I'm not going to get power pickup from it because it doesn't have the pin. Doesn't have the pins to engage in the metal clips, but not so worried about that. Tricks.
Paul, you want me to go to the crossing and come down that line or stay on the main?
Yeah, I'm going to Google that one. Tricks did do a lot of European stuff, so that could be the case. 1998.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw this switch again, see if that's okay.
Denial. Okay. Let's. Is this what you're talking about, Jeff? Or are you calling something else a crocodile? No. Okay. Because that's what I'm thinking about when I hear crocodile. The other thing that I could be thinking about is Trix didn't make that though. You have to send me a picture. Centipede? The only other thing I could think of that might be considered a crocodile is these low-nose RSD-15s, but that I'm thinking this. I don't think Trix made a centipede either. Oh well. We'll get to this later. This is a to-do list to getting the layout ready for an app session. When I get this engine back together. To answer the question about Kato wheels, I think you can order them, but it's probably going to be dependent on what model you're looking for and if they have them in stock from a recent release. Oops. See if this still works. Oop, it would help if I plug the track back in.
Paul down to the Brent. Gatton, over. Gatton, go.
Alligators. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, thank you, Easy.
Yes, sir. No problem. I'll get the derail and I'll throw the switch. That'd be perfect. And then once we get
It
on
works.
I'll meet Shelton down there on the Y, and we'll get those switches. Go down into the yard.
Still pretty quiet.
And just so you know, I have the Y locked out on the east and west end. Okay, that's for you. Okay, all right. Yep, I'll switches, and then we'll get.
Where is my tidy track? Let that run for a little bit here.
Copy that. All right, thanks, Brent.
This tidy track thing from Woodland Scenics has been great for cleaning engine wheels. One of those things where you say, where I say like, oh, I had that idea 20 years ago. I should have patented it. Because I kind of did have this idea as a teenager where you had contacts on the inside flange that touched the wheel, and then the wheel treads were pads to clean the track. Dave, most Kato US prototypes use the same wheels. Right, but wheel diameter, I guess, is the only concern. Like the SD80s and 90s had bigger wheels. And I don't know how the E8s compare to the freight engines.
McMillan, go.
I think the wheel I pulled was from an F7, so an F7 to an E8 works. That's better. Okay, got that one done. An odd swap out of an old wheel set to get it to work. Sweet. Next process is to try and pull the lettering off of it and get it post-dated into Amtrak era. While I'm at it, might as well get this guy taken care of. Get the shell swap done. Hello, Chris. How you doing tonight? I had it off and then I almost lost grip of it and pushed the shell right back on and it back engaged again. Oh, awesome. That does have a decoder already installed in it. I'm going to assume the number is 935. Okay. I'm going to assume that he set up the A and the B unit together. So the number could be 926. There we go. ATSF train's running again, or... Oh, no, I misread that. IASF running trains again. Okay, enjoy that. Okay.
Copy, I got about 100 feet here. I'll be ready to back up.
Not the quietest thing in the world, but it'll work. Okay. How do I... Oh, I guess I could steal some parts off of here, too. That... Glass. Okay. So, even though this is a B unit, technically you've got the front being the non-steam generating end, the rear being the steam generating end. Six sets for $8 from Cato. Is that the wheel set and the gear, or just the wheel set? Might have to get into Cato and order a set of those. Ah, you bastard. Okay. Need a whole new body just to get the part you need. Or an ES44. Well, I think we've talked in email. I mean, if I find one at a reasonable price, I can grab it for you and send it down there. We can figure out the price later. Okay. So now go program program ops mode. Change it to address 4. We'll say 464. Enter. Yes. Exit. No longer responds to 464 or 926. Loco 464. Loco. And no longer responds to 464 either. Program. Program.
Crossing's clear.
So do it. All right. Why isn't this working? Oh, am I still in that program ops mode?
Call to Shelton and Toby and Brent and James. I'm going to go to channel 33.
There we go.
Whatever channel you don't have to go to. James, but I was going to go to 33 in case we are. Alright, go on to channel 33.
Power. Hey, 464. Cool. That one fixed. Okay. Case. Oh, the one you've got, it's a BLI. Okay. And the one that I have is Fox Valley. I've got 3 Fox Valleys. I'll keep an eye out and figure something out. Oops, that's not where that goes. That's not. That's where I had it, I guess. I'll just throw it in there. Okay. Next thing I noticed was this little hood. I thought I had it glued in, but then it's not, and it's getting ready to break. So I'm going to glue this back on before it breaks again. Please pick. Glue tab. And the glue. Okay, I just saw it. Like 5 minutes. There it is. Dang. I have not seen any Polar Express cars at the hobby shop, Dakota. That is too much glue. Shit. Well, shit. Graham onto this. Do this. Your Amtrak trip to Boston was awesome. Good. Glad to hear it. What if I just set this thing down? Oh, you bastard. That didn't work at all. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to sit here and hold it. Grab a paper towel, see if I can kind of wick away the extra glue. Well, it's wicking away the extra paint.
Come in, Dan. You guys all done with main one? Got everything locked back up? No, I talked to the dispatcher. He's going to let us go ahead and finish our testing, which should be another 8 minutes over. Oh, okay. Just let me know when you're ready for me to release. Will do, thanks, man. You know better than that, man.
Fuck. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this thing to stay in there long enough that I can set it upside down and just rest on that post, and it will not flip and do it. What if I do this? As intended. And just stack them. That enough to hold it down? It is. Okay, I think that'll work.
Amtrak 44 East calling Foreman Weeman, Gang 783. Regulator clear.
I think I've only been on 1 or 2 train rides over the years, too. Well, not if you count tourist trains. I've been on a bunch of different tourist trains. But true Amtrak, I think only once, and it was the turbo train. Amtrak turbo train is what I was on. I didn't realize it until recently, I'd always wondered what I was on because I knew it was different, but I didn't know what it was. The reason I knew it was different because I remembered riding in it, and I remembered we walked through a door into the engine compartment, and then up into the cab, and I rode in the cab for a little bit because I was like 5, and you know this was in the 80s, back before people cared about security stuff like that. And I was like, oh, it was really cool, yada yada yada. 5-year-old gets to ride at an Amtrak train up on the cab for a few minutes, and I think I was by myself on that trip. Even with 5, I was going from my parents to up to my aunts, and for the longest time, I always thought, like, oh, well, it was just a regular train with an F40 and Amfleet cars. And I thought, no, if it was that, then how did I get into the cab? Because the train didn't stop. And to get into the cab to an F40, assuming it's the rear of the F40 is against the car, you got to go outside, and I didn't go outside. And I finally realized that, oh, I must have been on the turbo train, or the turbo liner. So there was that. I don't think I've ever rode another Amtrak train. I've seen plenty of them. I rode like the light rail stuff before. Tourist trains, different things like that. But anyway, cool. So you went up to the Thomas the Tank event in Oklahoma City, RC? That's cool. How long ago was that? Probably as much as the older generation knocks on model Thomas. Oops. It's probably the reason that the younger generation still. Main reason why the younger generation's interested in trains these days. And now it's now that generation is growing up, I've found that they're modeling Thomas the Tank Engine in their model railroads. And there's eras to model. There's era. Well, I don't want to say this. There are eras to Thomas the Tank Engine prototypes that can be modeled. Whether you're in the storybook series time period, or the early TV show, or the later TV show, or the CGI era. People are really getting into that in a lot of detail. The people that stick with the Thomas stuff. Okay, what was the next thing? Oh yeah, my to-do list. I have an operating session, or 2 operating sessions coming up. First operating session is October 12th, I think. And that is a follow-up to the last one that I did.
Yeah, we are all down. We thank you for your time, and we'll get that time over. No problem.
And then the next session will be in the weekend before Thanksgiving, whatever that is, 22nd, I think.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
And that will be an actual trial operating session. So I'm gonna work on a to-do list of stuff I have to work on before October 5th. Why is my mouse acting up? And then I'll do another one of what I want to get done before October or the November session. So the one last thing that I hadn't done, that random switch just through. I don't know why. I just heard it. What the fuck is going on back there? And it just shorted out again. What the F is the problem over there? Okay, that's number 2 on the thing. So first thing on the list is reinstall the JMRI system with the expanded Wi-Fi. Then figure out the switch decoder short. This keyboard is flipping garbage. Don't buy a $7 keyboard from Menards. Actually, I'll be right back. I've got another keyboard down here. Find it. What the fuck? Now the engine just started. Why? Stop it.
Elevator there. And one was understood.
As soon as I unplug this, it's gonna come back to life. No, it didn't. Why didn't it?
So, mechanical provide 4 minutes and dispatch over. Fly over. Yeah, just let you know that.
No.
Dispatcher control.
This one? No.
Alright, thanks. Alright, thanks.
Well, then I just don't freaking understand. Okay. Back to the task at hand. Getting a keyboard that works. Ugh. ADD at its finest. Ugh.
Kevin, just so you know, I got track time on main 1, west crossover.
That piece of shit.
East crossover, Argyle, no. Okay.
Come on. There's no... Damn it. There's no batteries in it, and the USB thing is somewhere else. I hope I didn't break this piece of shit. And it still works. Springs on the couplers are cool how they work. In the microtrains, yeah. Microtrains couplers are very nice. No complaints. You will have very good luck with the assembled truck mounted couplers if that's what you what you got. I think that's what you said you got. Okay, figure out the switch decoder shorts. Is number 2. It deleted your last comment. Wasn't bad. Oh well. I don't even think I have moderation turned on. I probably should. What else? Oh, yes. Okay, so this one, replace short sequential sections of track with long custom pieces. This comes from with the Kato track geometry. Tend to have can't get my bag open. This thing of like stringing together short sections of track. Like that one, and then let's say this one, and this one to get the length that you want. But you can't see any of that. They didn't have the modeling desk turned on. So you end up with track sections like this in Kato if you get into the habit of using those short sections of track like this one. And when you get into any kind of unevenness, you get into weird stuff like this, which wreaks havoc on your railroad. Whereas if you just have one straight section of track, you can ease over that a little cleaner without getting hung up on all the joints. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to identify areas of the main line where I'm using a bunch of different sections of track and pull all of those out, replace it with one custom length section of longer track that's the same length. Back.
Go ahead, Bridge.
Finish.
Main one back.
I can release main 1 and main 2 at your time.
Edge guards. Finish edge guards is just something tips over so it doesn't land on the floor. Get that done. I think that's about all I need to do before the October 12th session. And prep basic operating plan. Okay. And then prep a basic operating plan. Okay. So prepping it, basic operating plan is just get cars in position and then type up basically work orders for people to follow in operating. And then we can try and run the layout as an actual operating session. And I do want to try and do that on the 12th. And then before November 2nd, RC, what you need help with, you put thin foam under the track, then glued it down, but you notice some parts are pushing up. Should it nail down? Do you mean like 1/4 inch insulation foam, or do you mean like thin, like cork road bed thin foam? Nailing it down in strategic places where it's coming up might be an easy solution. It depends on what your baseboard is. That's what I was doing with a lot of my high spots that didn't involve short sections of track. Just pin the track down and hold it in place. For the November 22nd session, the foam you buy in a roll, like for windows. Okay, thin foam is what I needed to know, I guess. So, yeah, if you do have high spots where the glue didn't stick right or it's starting to pull up, maybe get a few little brads or something. Not brads. Brad would not be the thing to do because the head's too thick. Do I have any sitting here? I do. Little flathead nails like this is basically what you need. Any Hobby Lobby should have them still. In the hobby / craft / model train / RC car / scenery diorama / paint / miscellaneous pile. Hey, Larry. Before November 22nd, now I'm kind of getting into what I'd like to work on to before having people come over to actually operate the layout. And this thing is just being stupid here. Fix any issues found. No, I don't want to do that. God damn it, I don't want to. I should just give in and let it auto format this crap. Fix any issues found on October 12th is an obvious one. Finish prepping cars. Mock up some buildings.
Adam back up there? Should be up here any second. Alright, we can high ball delay slide. High ball delay slide.
Set up some form of a switch plan for the auto parts plant. One thing that you can't really write up. Piece of shit. You can't really write up as a work order. You've got to. Since it's industry switching primarily, you've got to get into tracks and spots, and I need to figure out how to manage that at this stage. Yeah, I'm doing another session in March for set up basic JMRI operations. I think is going to be the goal there. Quit deleting stuff. I do not like this word editor. Okay. So I should be able to stream this.
Copy that.
Prepping the basic operating plan. Assuming I have a keyboard that works. And then finish prepping cards, I should be able to stream. That's just desk work. Mocking up some buildings. I don't know if I'd be able to do that on stream or not, because these buildings that I want to mock up are pretty big. In the JMRI operations setup, I should be able to stream that too. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Where'd my cursor go? There it is. Save as desktop. Save it as an Excel. Layout to-do list. Get that done. Good. Okay. This piece of shit keyboard. Oh, that's weird. So it's just this shift key that's the problem. What did I do here? Whoops. Zoom out. Okay.
maintainer Mixon, Brent Gatton. Maintainer Mixon, Brent Gatton.
It doesn't have an equalizing bar on here. That's the thing that's weird. It's this one does, and then this one doesn't. Backspace doesn't work. Base key. So this one has one, but it wasn't engaged. They got that fixed. All right. Anyway, let me keep. There's this thing. Take one battery. All right. Okay. I've run out of things to do for tonight. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Everybody have a good night. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything on Sunday. I'm honestly considering cutting back to just Monday and Wednesday. We'll see though. Or I might just do a quick layout update. And talk to you guys later. Have a good week. Thanks.